He's mine now.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Bloks, and anyone watching this the day of release, it is currently the 25th of December 2019, so a very Merry Christmas to anyone who's watching this. Now, I've not received any new Mega Construx, Mega Bloks Halo stuff this Christmas as of yet. Tomorrow I will be receiving some more gifts from other people who I have not been able to see today. So if I do get any then, obviously I will update you, but partially the fact this is specifically for the Covenant and Promethean sides, as you can tell from my title, but also because, this is the majority of my collection, and I've been planning to make this video for some time, and you people, anyone who's seen my original collection video of the UNSC, have been waiting since that day to see my Covenant army, and also I want to show it off. I genuinely love sharing my collection with the internet because it is a massive part of my life, and I feel like it is pretty cool to share it and check out other people's as well. So I actually have a few other photos to show you. I'm just going to adjust him because he was annoying me. I have a few photos to show you of how my collection looked before, because I've actually made more videos on my Covenant than any other faction of Halo figures over the years. So I actually have one from, I believe, I don't even know, I'll put the year that it was on the screen with the picture, and I also have one more recently than that. I have a couple different ones from basically over the years of my several YouTube channels and just my displays in general, so have a look at those. So yeah, unfortunately I could only find this, the one example which I knew was already there of my old army, but this is actually the first ever video uploaded of my Covenant army collection. And this is not quite all of them, but basically this small toy box was the entirety of my Covenant collection. So this is how it looked. I had like 2 rows worth of brutes, like half a row of jackals, a few rows of elites, 3 hunters, and that was pretty much it. And I only had like a few grunts in comparison. And this is what my army looks like now. As you can see, a ton more figures and a much better collection in general. So yeah, let's get on to the main video. And yeah, that also gave you a look at an overview, an bird's eye shot of my Covenant base plates. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try not to take up too much of your time. I'm just going to try and, as concisely as possible, give minimal information about these figures. There are not as many by a fair amount. This is a fair amount smaller than my UNSC army, because my UNSC army Mega gives out so many Spartans. Spartans are by far the most common Halo Mega figure. So just the Spartans alone was about the size of almost all of my Covenant collection. That's how many they give out. So it is smaller, but I am also showing my Forerunners and, of course, Prometheans, rather, at the same time. Just one more thing before we get to the main meat of this video. I want to say that there is one more faction left, and that is the Flood, and I've decided to show them separately, partially because of a lack of base plates, partially because it means I can spend a little bit more time talking about the figures that I'm actually showing here, and partly because I think that the Prometheans kind of fit together with the Covenant better than the Flood do. In a way they fit with the Flood best, to be honest, but anyway, it doesn't matter now. Moving on, let's get to the actual video. So as you can see here, at the front we have a Prophet, currently my only Sanshroom figure, and that is the original, the first one that Mega ever made. That is the Prophet of Truth from the Hierarch Shadow Convoy set. From the same set behind him we have Thel Vadam, or as he was known at the time, Vadam-E, with the suffix of the 2 E's signifying his Covenant status. In his Halo 2 form, the original articulation from the 2014 Hierarch Shadow Convoy, so he does look a bit weird, not as game accurate, but he is also the original Thel Vadam figure. And on the Prophet's right, but your left, there is Reaper Morome, and he is, as I'm sure most of you are aware, the Arbiter from Halo Wars, and from that famous set, the Phantom, which I'm very annoyed and just... it's really, really annoying me my Phantom actually fell off my wardrobe. I had it displayed up there and it broke, obviously. So I've not got around to rebuilding that yet. It's not catastrophic, don't worry. I don't think I've lost any parts. It has just broken apart. So hopefully I can rebuild that, but that was really kind of annoying. But yeah, at some point I will get around to rebuilding that. And then finally, for this little group at the front, we have the basically new head of the Covenant Splinter faction in the 343 games, who is probably the worst character death in all of Halo, and that is Jul 'Mdama Dama. So if you don't know who Jul 'Mdama Dama is, I'll keep this very brief. Basically, the Covenant Splinter faction, he is the head of the attempts at reforming the Covenant. However, what happened is, despite getting loads of character development in Halo 4, and he was like this elusive leader that the entire Spartan Ops storyline was geared towards trying to get, he was the main villain of the Spartan Ops. And then in Halo 5, Locke and bloody Osiris just run in, dispatch his elite zealot goons like idiots, and then Locke kills him by stabbing him in the throat. He doesn't even put up a fight. So yeah, they basically took the main Covenant villain of the entire 343 trilogy and pooped on him. So yeah, that was just great. But as a character and as a figure, I really like him, and this is one of my 2 only new articulated elites. I don't have many of them yet. So that's enough rambling. Don't worry, I won't go into that much detail about every figure here, because then we'll be here all day, but we're going to get to the main army now. So, starting off at the front, we have the Generation 1 of elites, Sankili. So, these are based on the Halo Wars, and they look exactly like the Halo Reach style as well. So, Halo Wars and Reach. So, starting off at the front here, we have the 2 original Elite Ultra figures, one of my favourite figures Mega's ever made, this exact version of him. And this is from the original 2010 Wraith. Then we have many dark blue ones from various places from around 2009 to about 2012, I think. So some from the Arctic Warthog, some from the Mongoose sets. There are many sets these come in. One of them's from the Banshee aerial attack set. So yeah, there's plenty of the sets they come in, so they're a pretty common figure, and I have 6 of them here. And then this one is actually purple, and I only have 1 of him, and he was from Series 1. Then we have 1 green one, also from Series 1, 2 copper from one of the old battle units, and then the active camo one from Series 3, which is unfortunately missing his head. I'm going to get another one of that figure at some point, because that really ticks me off. Then we move on to the Halo 3 style elites. So these are the Generation 2 molds, I think started in around 2012, 2011. Late 2011, if 2011. So we have again the Ultra design, and that is from one of the drop pods. And then again, very common blue miner, that is the standard colour for miners in the Covenant, or purple. And these blue ones, I do have 6 of them here, once again, so they mirror that. I didn't intend for that, but I displayed them back to back like that. And again, those are from many places, a very common minifigure. I think they're even in a minifigure pack series as a common, so they're very easy to get. And then we have this cyan one, I believe. Yeah, cyan, kind of light blue. And I believe he was a rare from Series 4. Then we have 2 of the dark crimson ones from the Crimson Battle Unit. Just ignore the really crappy Sharpie on that one. That was from years ago, and I tried to customize one. Then we have a lighter coloured one, which I believe is from the High Ground set, maybe. And then we have another lighter red one, but this is the Snowbound version from the base, I believe. Then we have a metallic gold one from the Wraith 2012. Okay, moving on to Flight Elites, we have the pretty rare, unique Phantom Pilot. Only came in that set. I guess you could call it like a Elite Pilot Ultra, but I don't think that's a thing. He's just a Phantom Pilot. Then we have 2 copper ones from Series 2. 2 of these really cool looking crimson ones with the... I always used to think they look like blue tack on the shoulders and on the head, and those are Banshee pilots. And then we have a colour swap of that. One of my favourite, probably my favourite Flight Elite besides the Phantom Pilot, and that is the one from Series 3 with the active camo energy sword. Just a really interesting figure. Then we have these 2 very dark blue ones, sort of navy, with the lighter blue markings. And those are from a minifigure series, although I can't remember which one. I believe it's a late numbered one, like 8 or 9. Do correct me if you know that, by the way. And then we move on to these, and I am trying to remember now what they're called. I think they're called Commando Elites, I think. So I don't actually remember where all these are from. We have this white one and this blue one. I think at least the blue one is definitely from a minifigure series. The white one I think is from a set. I don't remember which set. And then we have these 3. These are also the same blue ones from a minifigure series, I think 8 or 9. Then we have a red one here, which is a snowbound one. Don't know. I can't remember which set he's from. Just one of the snowbound line. Then we have a yellow one, which that was from one of those little one-figure packs that also came with weapons. I do not remember the name because they're all really generically named. Then we have the Halo 3, another Halo 3 Elite arm, and this is the Ascetic, I don't know how to pronounce it. So first of all, we have the blue one from, again, I can't remember where that's from, actually. We do have these silver and red ones, though, and I know one of them is from the Rocket Hog vs. AA gun, and I believe the other 2... Actually, no, I can't remember where the other 2 are from either, but they're the same figure, essentially. And now we move on to one of my favourite figures that Mega's ever made, with the Elite Honor Guards. Starting off with the Honor Guard Ultra kind of colours. I don't know if that's actually a rank, but the white Honor Guard, which I kind of use as like a leader, is from the Halo 2, the Shadow Convoy. And then we have these 2, and these Honor Guards are slightly different because they have the gold markings around the eyes, and they have extra painted details on the top of the head, which you can see there, the gold markings, and some printing on the wrists. So they're more detailed. Those 2 are from the Crimson Battle Unit. And then these 3 here, which have black around the eyes and the printing and extra paintwork isn't there, those are from the Shadow Convoy. So now we move on to Halo Reach exclusive designs. First of all, we have the 2 Elite Generals, both from Seraphs. And then we have this Gold Elite Ultra, which I made from extra parts included with my second Seraph. And if you're wondering where I have this massive army of vehicles, where I get these from, most of them are not built. I do have my cabinet over there with most of my built vehicles in, which I will show at some point, but not yet. So then we have other Ultras, and this it's definitely one of, if not my favourite Elite figure Mega's ever made. It's definitely up there. It just looks so goddamn amazing, so accurate. The white Ultras. Those are exactly how you see them in game. And then we have the silver one from the drop pod. Now we move on to 343 Elites. Specifically, these are from Halo 4. We've got the Zealots. So the silver one is from the Hornet vs. Vampire. The red one is from the very first Halo 4 set from 2012. I think it's like Warthog Spartan Strike or something. Then we have this blue one, I think, from a minifigure series. Yeah, he is, because there are 2 of them. And then right there we've got my second articulated Elite, and that is from the new Covenant Tower set. Then we've got the what are you called? Oh yeah, by the way, that articulated Elite, I can't remember their rank, but it's like a major or something, or officer, the new officer. These guys, Storm Elites, that's it. So the blue one right there, that's from one of the sets, I believe. Then we have these 3 very similarly coloured ones. I think one of them's from the Night Ops Ghost Hog. No, actually, no, he's not. One of them's from the Hornet vs. Vampire. One of them is, I think, from a minifigure series, and then I think the other one might be from the Cobra. Then we have this gold one, which I currently can't remember where he's from. And we have, this is really cool, these guys, and especially cool they were actually given out in Series Beta, so they were in packs. These are the 343 Design Rangers. As much as I love these guys, I really, one of my most requested figures for Mega to make would be the Halo Reach design, or just in general Bungie design Rangers. I'm sure a lot of people share those thoughts. Okay, so that is my Elite collection so far. Just give you guys a quick look at that. Moving on to the Brutes. Brutes are actually really nostalgic for me because, of course, they're not in the 343 Halo games, but they're also, a Brute was the first Halo Mega Bloks figure I ever got, the Series 2 Purple Brute, which as you can see there are plenty of. Starting at the front, I thought it was pretty fitting to put the Chieftains at the front. We've got the red one from the Chieftain battle, whatever that was called, the Chieftain versus the that little set with the Chieftain on the Brute Chopper, Chieftain Chopper Raid, whatever. And then we've got the blue one from the ODST battle unit. And then these right here are the Halo Wars style, but I think they also work with, not with Reach. With Halo 3, do they? I don't know. These are the Halo Wars brutes anyway. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in the original Series 2 colours, and then this one here in a slightly different purple. I do not know where he's from. Then we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see from behind the camera. It's obvious to you guys. 5 blue brutes from Series 3. Or 4 and then a slightly different blue one, which again I don't know where he's from. The next row we have, just peeking out there, we've got the first couple of those. Just ignore the rather odd looking crappy splotchy white paint on him. But those are 3, 4, 5 of the Series 4 copper brutes. We have the active camo one from the original Battlescape. And then we move on to the Halo 3 Brute Stalkers. I don't know if they're just in Halo 3, but the Bungie Brute Stalkers. So I have a lot of these. I have 5 of them in the standard blue colours from minifigure packs, and I think 1 or 2 of them from the Cobra. Or was that the active camo one? The active camo one I think was from the Cobra possibly, but I also right there. Wait, where is he? Okay, yeah, no, that's the active camo one. That's one of the 2 ultra rares from the series. I think it's series beta, maybe, that had the double-sided active camo brutes. Then the fully active camo one is back there, and I think he's the one from the Cobra, or possibly he's definitely from a set. Okay, now we have jump pack brutes, and I do have this one in darker blue. I think is the one from the ODST Recruiting Center. It's either that one or the one on the right of it. And the other one of those 2, I don't know where he's from. I think this sort of purpley one is also from a set, although I'm not sure which one. And then these 3 red ones are from one of the minifigure series. I think, again, it might be series Charlie or one of the early phonetic alphabet ones. Then we have my only articulated brute. It is a really cool-looking brute major, removable helmet and everything. And I think that's sort of the Reach, not the Reach design, the Halo 3 design, although I'm not certain on which one that is. Then we've got the Reach brutes, so we have 3 brute majors, or captains, 2 in red and 1 in blue. The red ones, I think, are from a minifigure series, and the one in blue is from one of the Spartan Ops packs, the one that came with the original articulated Palmer. Then we have 2 Reach Brute Miners, which are unfortunately kind of a pain to get hold of because they were the ultra rare for some reason in, I think, series Alpha? Was it Beta? I don't know. One of the early named series again. But him being the ultra rare was annoying, but I did fortunately manage to get 2, so I was pretty lucky. And then there is an active camoed one, and I think that was from a set. Okay, and then moving on, we have one of my favourite types of Mega Bloks Halo figure, because they used to be really rare and I just loved them. Jackals. So those first 2 are... Wait, are they together? Okay, yeah, I think they are. Those first 2 are the rare... Wait, no, never mind, sorry. The first one is from the 2011 Hornet Attacks. 2010, sorry, I keep screwing things up. 2010 Hornet Attack, which is the rare original design of the Jackal. Then the newer ones from, I think, Series 5 or 6 minifigure packs they were introduced in, which was the first time it was actually easy to get Jackals. By the way, you can tell the difference because there's more exposed flesh on the torso, more silver printing in different places, more sort of pearlescent colour on the armour, and the white teeth, and also a lot more black wash. And there's also paintwork on the backs of the originals. That's how you tell if it's an original Jackal. So yeah, the newer ones, I did get a lot of them because I wanted more Jackals, so I do have 5 of those. And then this one, the partially active camo one on the right side, I think came after the Brute, and I think that was Series Charlie, but I'm not sure. Then we've got these 2 Halo 2 design ones from the Shadow Convoy. And then we have the Skirmishers. So of course the Jackals are Kigyar. I can't remember the name of the Skirmishers, the actual name of their species. So I only have one original skirmisher from the Spade vs Skirmisher set. I do really want to get more of them. However, I'm really excited for next year, the set coming out with more skirmishers in finally. Then we have 3 skirmisher mages that aren't in active camo, and I think they're from Series Alpha or Series Beta. And then the active camo skirmishers are another one from the minifigure packs. I think they were the ultra rare. Definitely one of the rares, if not the ultra rare, and I can't remember which series that was either, but they're there too. And then I have my 2 Storm Jackals from 343, which I personally do not like the design of in the games. I think they look kind of like retarded dinosaurs, but the figures are really nice because they're very accurate depictions. It isn't Mega's fault if the actual thing that they're trying to recreate sucks. If they recreate it well, then that's still a win in my book. One thing these jackals do have that's good is that they actually have peg holes, so you can use that, but I never really minded personally. So there is a look at my base plate of Covenant, the first one rather, all of my elites and brutes. Moving on now to my grunts, hunters, and one special edition at the back. So first of all we have original design grunts, the Mark 1 versions, which are very small and funny. So these were actually kind of, I don't know why, but I really wanted them back when I first started collecting. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6 original design copper brutes with grey grunts, with grey skin. So these are one of the oldest Halo Mega figures ever, especially for the Covenant. Mine are mostly from Series 3. I did have one given to me by a friend in my primary school, and then I think the other one is from some random old set. I can't remember which one came with it. Then we have these 2 ones with copper methylene tanks as well, but they have darker skin, and they're from a battle unit, I believe. Then we have these 2. These are 2 of my favourite grunts ever made. These are the red ones with silver. And those are from the original Battlescape. I love those so much. And then we got these ones as well with the black skin and the very dark blue armor and stuff. And those are from a combat unit. Then we have the Grunt Ultras, which are probably my favourite mini grunts, as I like to call them. Either them or the red ones, but probably these. And these are also really rare as well, because not only is this grunt design retired, but they're also the Ultras, Grunt Ultras, which are actually a rank, and they are exclusive to the original Phantom. I mean, there's not been a remake yet, but I'm just saying that. Then we get to the Mark II grunts, which was the 2011, I believe, or 2012 redesign, which I'll admit made them a lot more size accurate and a lot better figures, but I have a lot of nostalgia for those mini grunts. Anyway, so we have these 2, which are the first ones I ever had from the Crimson Combat Unit. Then we have 2 yellow ones, which are from a minifigure series. Just ignore the amputees in the ranks. Then we have 4 orange ones, again from a minifigure series, and they were all common because they're grunts. Then we have this gold one, which I think was still a common, and it was from a minifigure series. The blue one, again, I think was from a minifigure series, but these 2 silver ones, they were actually given to me by a friend, but I know where they came from. It was from the Silver Combat Unit. Then we have an active camo one. So these grunts kind of Halo, kind of an indeterminate Halo design that can kind of be used for almost all the Bungie Halos, which I love. To be able to use them for that. And the active camo grunt, I think, came in, I can't remember where, but it was definitely a set, not a pack. So I can't remember that. I'm gonna have to try and remember that another time. Actually, no, I think it was a battle unit. So then we have the Halo Reach Spec Ops grunts, which are probably my favourite looking grunt armor. So we got the red ones, 2 red ones from the Crimson Combat Unit, which are my personal favourite figures of... Well, they're my personal favourite Spec Ops grunts because they're the most accurate to the game. Also really cool looking. I have a ton of these. I don't know how I have so many. I have 6 of these yellow ones from Rhinos. So yeah, I do actually have 3 Rhinos now, technically, because one of them's half built and the other 2 are in pieces. So, but yeah, I do have the figures, and one of them came with an extra grunt when it wasn't supposed to, so that's really cool. Then we have this orange one, which I do want to get this set again. It was the Shade Turret set. I do want to get more of those. And then finally, we've got these unique ones with the black armor and the grey skin. Probably easily, actually, yeah, easily my second favorite type because they're also game accurate, I believe, and they just look so cool and different because of the swap of the skin to grey and the black armor, of course. Then we move to 343 grunts. Now, I do not like the 343 art style in comparison to the Bungie one, but I do kind of like the way some of these grunts look. We've got storm grunts here with these weird, unique-looking tanks. So some of these are from... One of those is from, I believe, the Horn of a Vampire, and one of them, I think, is from the... Actually, I don't know where it's from. I think it could be from the Cobra, but I'm not certain. The blue one I'm almost certain is from a minifigure pack, as is the gold one. And then we have my last grunts here. We've got this other gold one, which I forgot was there, so they're from a minifigure pack. And that active camo one I think is from a different combat unit. And then we have the Imperial grunts, and these, I really like the way these look actually. These are pretty cool. So they have this cool looking face mask, and these huge methane tanks. I'm just going to put them down for now. And those, I think, 2 of them are from a minifigure series, and the other one I'm not certain actually. They could all be from series, but... Okay, so now for the most imposing member of the Covenant. Well, at least definitely one of them. These are the Hunters. They let go their worms themselves. So first of all, we have my personal favourite era of Hunter at the moment is still the Mark II Hunters, which are these. So with the redesigned, very game accurate looking cannon built into their arm. And of course the arm shield, which has also been redesigned. These colours are also great because they're pretty accurate. So we've got the light grey skin and the dark blue armour, and these are all from EVA's Last Stand. EVA, God's sake. And then we have an original design Mark I Hunter from the, I think it's from the original Wolverine. Yeah, the original Wolverine. So this is for the Halo Wars design, and I'm very nostalgic about this design, but honestly the part quality for him was so bad. It was a chore to put together, and I think one of his spikes is gone, but yeah, it's still a pretty rare figure, and it is of course purple rather than blue, and the skin, I really love the colour of that skin, sort of golden colour. Finally, the Swag Hunter himself, the exclusively seen in Halo 3 ADST, so yeah, this was actually in a game, the Gold Hunter, and it was also a rank. Basically, he's the boss of Hunters, because he is gold, and gold is better. So yeah, he's the rare one in ODST. I do remember seeing one actually when I was playing the campaign. So the final figure for the Covenant in this video is the Active Camo Jackal, and this was from 2011 PAX. Was it 2010? I think it was 2011 PAX convention, which I didn't go to considering I was 10 years old and I don't live in America. So I did actually get this online pretty recently for an amazing deal. I was actually worried because it was such a good deal that it wasn't even going to be the right figure, but it was. And yeah, it's pretty damn rare. I know a lot of other Halo mega YouTubers probably have one because there were, what, a few hundred given out or something? Maybe a few thousand. I don't know if they're that rare, but there's definitely only a very limited number of them. So most Halo, big Halo mega fans ended up getting one because they probably went to PAX, but I couldn't go, so yeah, pretty awesome to have it. The stand does authenticate it as well with the label, and yeah. And there has never been an active camo Jackal since then. There's been the active camo, like partially active camo ones, phasing in and out of it, to say they were phasing in and out of it, but never again a fully active camo original design Jackal. So that thing is still just as rare as it always has been. Alright, so this has been a long rambly video, so for the final part, I'm going to quickly cover the Prometheans, led by the Forerunner, Warrior Servant himself, and I believe, what is his full name? Shadow of Sundered Star, I think it is. But yeah, the Didact, the Ur-Didact from Halo 4, definitely the most underused character in Halo 4. He was so badass. He actually made me he actually made me want to play the campaign again just to watch the cutscenes with him in. I don't know why I can't speak today. I'm sorry for this. But yeah, So if you didn't know, he is a Forerunner, an actual Forerunner, not a Promethean, and he is awesome. And he did actually survive Halo 4. He did survive. He was killed, or at least composed, in a comic series. So yeah, that kind of sucks that he wasn't in Halo 5 because Cortana, but yeah, moving on. So for the Promethean Knights, which are by far the biggest of the Prometheans, first of all, we've got the original Knight, and if you think I've lost all their arms, that's not actually true. It's because that's where they would hold weapons. So you just put the Forerunner weapons into their arm. They have a special peg designed for it. So first of all, this is the standard Knight with the 4 flaps that lift up like this, and 2 of the 3 Knights I have room in the back for a Watcher to go. Then we have the rank known as the Battle Wagon, which just has these 2 really large, sort of intimidating ones that come up like this, and this is actually the first Knight I got. By the way, that Knight is from Cauldron Clash, and this one is from the Night Ops Ghost Hog. Same design for the head, I think, but obviously the flaps are different, and their weapon, this is like a sort of sickle design. This is the standard blade, which kind of looks like an energy sword. And then this one right here is the most badass one. This is the Battle Wagon, which is the 2nd highest rank of Promethean Knight, I believe. I think we should see a commander made. And of course, they are the coolest looking, in my opinion. They have this giant, protruding hard light thing on their back. And as you can see there, this figure has great printing as well. And they also are the ones that have the heavy weapons, which is probably why it has only a shorter blade. But as you just saw, if you just give it a firm but, not overly hard tap on a solid surface. Okay, for some reason he does not want to turn on. There we go, I just killed the Didact, but there he is. He does actually have a light in there, which is really cool. It does look really cool. And it should probably be tacit, but he does have the exposed face, which is probably what makes him the coolest Promethean Knight figure, in my opinion. I mean, he's kind of the least usable because it's a rarer rank to see, and you don't see them usually like this, but whatever. Just put the Didact back. So, finally, we have the infantry class of Prometheans. We've got the Watchers. So I do not have the the Librarian-controlled blue Watcher yet, but I do have 3 Didact-controlled ones in orange. Nothing different from them, but they're battle packs and little figure boxes and stuff. I think one of them is from... oh, no, never mind, that was from a different thing. So one of them is from a little individual pack, and the other 2 probably from Cauldron Clash. Then we have Crawlers. So we have 2 standard crawlers from Cauldron Clash, the Alpha Crawler, controlled by the Didact from a single figure pack, not a minifigure series pack. When I say a single figure pack like that, I mean one of those little box sets that comes with 1 figure and some weapons. Then we have an Alpha Crawler controlled by the Librarian, so he has blue hard light instead of red or orange, and that is from a minifigure series. And then finally, actually, this one here, I'll just cover this one. This is also from a single minifigure box, and that's actually the Sniper Crawler, so that's why his head looks different. But this one is pretty damn rare. It's one of the gummy figures from, basically, the minifigure series packs. The tiers of rarity are common, rare, and ultra rare. And then there's a sort of secret rare equivalent. If you collect Pokemon, then you know what I mean. The secret rare figures, and those are usually called gummy figures because they're usually sort of a transparent colour. So this is a transparent blue crawler. It's actually the only regular crawler I had for ages, which is kind of funny, but yeah, that's what that is. And I can't remember which series it was. I think it was 7, but I can't be sure on that, 7 or 8. So yeah, that's actually the only gummy figure I even have right now, I think. Yeah. That pretty much covers it for this. So obviously, I'm not going to do the overhead shot of the Forerunners, Prometheans looking like this, but I can do an overhead shot of my Covenant. So yeah, sorry about this being a rambly video. It did go on for quite a long time. Yeah, you're probably not going to see this, now that I think about it, until Boxing Day, because uploading a 30-minute video on the Wi-Fi here is not going to be a good idea. So I'm probably going to, I'm going to postpone this until Boxing Day. So just that Christmas message at the beginning is going to be awkward now, but whatever. Merry Christmas anyway. And yeah, thank you guys for watching my Covenant video. Sorry this took so long, and also on Boxing Day when this comes out, I may be recording another video to do with stuff that I got when I actually received the rest of my Christmas gifts. The ones I got today aren't really to do with anything I do on the channel, so I'm probably not going to make a video about any of them, but yeah. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked my collection, and feel free to share, link videos to your own collections in the comments. I'd like to see them. And without further ado, I will leave you guys alone. I can't believe you've been watching this video for 30 minutes, so if you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe to the channel. Bloks out.